conducted military drills around Taiwan.
Coming one day after Nancy Pelosi paid a visit.
Diplomatic trouble may be brewing again between China and the United States.
As the dawn breaks over Taiwan, soldiers tasked with monitoring activity in the water to the south of the island are tense. In the distance, the silhouette of a behemoth emerges, the Chinese aircraft carrier Shandong leading a formidable naval formation.
China has carried out what it says is a mock air blockade of Taiwan.
This isn't the first time the Shandong has cast its shadow over Taiwan's waters, nor will it be the last.
China is upping the ante on Taiwan.
And there are fresh fears of a Chinese invasion of Taiwan. Taking over Taiwan remains China's #1 strategic priority.
With tensions simmering between Taiwan and China, every move is scrutinized, and every patrol is a potential provocation. But today, the stakes are higher as the formation crosses the infamous Bashi Channel, the gateway to the Western Pacific. Taiwan's military stands vigilant, watching, waiting. As the world holds its breath, welcome to the front line of power play in the Indo-Pacific. Why do we care about the Bashi Channel? Why does this little channel hold so much weight in global politics? How does it shape the delicate dance between the U.S. and China? You're watching Out There International, and welcome to our journey through the nuance of international affairs. Today, we explore the intricate web of power dynamics between China, Taiwan, the Philippines, and the United States. The Philippines is located on the western edge of the vast Pacific Ocean, directly south of Taiwan. Between Taiwan and the Philippines lies the Bashi Channel. Due to its geography, the Philippines wields a strategic advantage that could thwart any Chinese attempt to invade or blockade Taiwan. With the Philippines now hosting new U.S. bases, this choke point is a vulnerability for China.
So today, the United States announced plans to expand 4 new sites in the Philippines under the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Arrangement.
Those unfamiliar with the China-Taiwan conflict may have never heard of the Bashi Channel. The channel is pivotal in shaping the Indo-Pacific region's geopolitics, military strategies, communication networks, and economic interests. The Bashi Channel is a narrow corridor between Taiwan's Orchid Island and the Philippines' Yami Island. To someone unfamiliar with the region, the stretch of water might seem inconspicuous. Not often mentioned in the news, the channel rivals the more well-known Malacca and Taiwan Straits for the most strategic point in the Indo-Pacific region. In the scenario of a Taiwan invasion, this channel becomes a pivotal point of operation. Control over this channel is essential for both offensive and defensive military strategies. For China, securing the Bashi Channel would facilitate the movement of its naval forces, potentially enabling a blockade or amphibious assault on Taiwan.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is in Taiwan. That has sparked a lot of controversy and fierce pushback from the Chinese.
For Taiwan and its allies, maintaining control over the channel is vital for thwarting Chinese advances and preserving access to external support and supply lines. Located north of the Bashi Channel, the port of Kaohsiung, Taiwan's largest harbor, is a vital nexus of maritime commerce. Control of the channel preserves Taiwan's access to the world. The Bashi Channel isn't just important for military maneuvers. It's also a bustling thoroughfare for global sea trade and the intricate network of underwater internet cables linking Southeast and South Asia with the rest of the world. Disruptions to these cables can have far-reaching consequences, impacting global internet connectivity and communication networks. The Philippines and Taiwan dispute jurisdiction over areas of the Bashi Channel, as the region lies within 200 of their shores, which would otherwise be territorial water. Beyond the territorial disputes, the Bashi Channel is immensely important for communication networks. Undersea cables, vital for transmitting data and telephone traffic between Asian nations, snake through these waters. The wires are vulnerable to disruption. A mere undersea earthquake in 2006 severed multiple cables simultaneously, causing a significant communications meltdown that lasted for weeks. Tensions have flared up recently in the waters surrounding Taiwan. In April 2023, the enormous aircraft carrier Shandong led a Chinese naval fleet that crossed Taiwan's southern coast and entered the vast Western Pacific. The island's military was on high alert. Later, in 2023, the Shandong again participated in Chinese military drills near the island as China aimed to flex its muscles.
A Chinese aircraft carrier has passed through the Taiwan Strait. Taiwan's defense ministry says it tracked the Shandong and its carrier group as it sailed south through the strait on Wednesday.
Taiwan's radars lit up at the presence of 15 Chinese military aircraft buzzing around its air defense zone. Among them are H-6 bombers, J-16 fighters, and drones, a formidable display of China's aerial prowess. According to Taiwan's defense ministry, the Chinese aircraft appeared to accompany warships on joint combat readiness patrols. Taiwan isn't taking any chances and remains ready. Despite the heightened tensions, China is tight-lipped about its intentions and refuses to comment on the escalating situation. What's driving this uptick in military activity? China's not-so-subtle message is a response to what it perceives as a growing closeness between Taiwan and the United States. As China continues asserting its claims over Taiwan, the region is teetering on the edge of uncertainty. Each passing naval patrol and aerial maneuver could spark a geopolitical fire.
我们不承诺放弃使用武力，保留采取一切必要措施的选项。
We stand behind those commitments, and all I can tell you is it would be a serious mistake for anyone to try to change the existing status quo by force.
Let's explore and dive deeper into what makes the Bashi Channel so significant. As mentioned before, the channel is a gateway to economic prosperity for many countries in the region, especially Taiwan. Nestled near the Bashi Channel lies Kaohsiung Port, Taiwan's crown jewel of maritime commerce. This port isn't just big, it's colossal. As one of the world's most extensive container handling facilities, it plays a pivotal role in Taiwan's economic engine. But its significance isn't limited to merely moving goods. It's about fueling the nation's defense. Without access to a steady supply of fuel, combat power dwindles, making Kaohsiung Port a lifeline for Taiwan's military readiness. Its strategic location also aids in the deployment and resupply of naval vessels, which are essential to Taiwan's defense capabilities. Whoever dominates the Bashi Channel arguably controls the entire security landscape in the area, opening the way from the South China Sea to the Western Pacific. If China were to cut Taiwan's access off, Taiwan's ability to wage war would be diminished significantly. Why? Without access to a steady supply of fuel, combat power dwindles. Kaohsiung Port is a lifeline for Taiwan's military readiness. The channel is critical in deploying and resupplying naval vessels, which are essential to Taiwan's defense capabilities. Why is China so aggressive in projecting power in the water surrounding Taiwan? For those unfamiliar, China has always regarded Taiwan as its own. China views Taiwan as a renegade province that must be reunified with the mainland, while Taiwan sees itself as a separate entity with its own democratic government.
China! No! Say yes to Taiwan!
We are an independent country. We have the military. And we have elections.
Tensions escalate whenever China engages in a military exercise or diplomatic isolation campaign. China's approach has shifted to a more aggressive stance toward Taiwan. Vastly outnumbered and outgunned, Taiwan aims to become a strategic porcupine. By purchasing weapons systems, aircraft, ships, and other technology from the U.S., Taiwan plans to be so well armed that any Chinese attempt to invade the islands would be fatal, akin to a bear trying to swallow a porcupine full of spiky quills. Recently, prominent U.S. thought leaders have speculated about an impending war with China, with the invasion of Taiwan ever present on the horizon.
U.S. forces, U.S. men and women, would defend Taiwan in the event of a Chinese invasion.
Yes.
Rumors swirl as Xi Jinping has set a goal of total military modernization by 2027, which some have inferred to be the target date for an invasion. Xi's 2027 goal of military modernization, along with CIA and Taiwanese inferences of an impending invasion, raises many questions. How would an invasion unfold? What role would the United States play in supporting Taiwan beyond mere arms supply? And why has the sight of Chinese military aircraft patrolling near Taiwan's air defense zone become a regular occurrence in recent years? The stakes are high in the Bashi Channel. Recent Chinese military drills, including simulated attacks near Taiwan's Kaohsiung Port and on the Bashi Channel, underscore its strategic value. In any invasion scenario, securing the Bashi Channel becomes paramount. China must seize Taiwan's lifeline, the Kaohsiung port, to establish its supply routes while hindering external aid. Conversely, Taiwan and its allies, particularly the United States, view the channel as the main artery, essential to thwart Chinese advances and maintain their supply lines. Perhaps overlooked in this invasion scenario is the Philippines emerging as a linchpin in this geopolitical chess match. With the enhanced defense cooperation agreement with the United States and its strategic location, the Philippines challenges China's strategic space and maritime security, casting a shadow over Chinese ambitions. The EDCA agreement with the U.S. bolsters the U.S. presence in the region, enhancing deterrence against Chinese aggression. U.S. bases in Luzon further tip the scales. In the intricate dance of power in the Indo-Pacific, the Bashi Channel emerges as a pivotal stage where geopolitical tensions between China, Taiwan, the Philippines, and the United States play out. With Taiwan's lifeline and strategic interests at stake, every patrol, drill, and diplomatic move takes on heightened importance. As the world watches, the Bashi Channel stands as yet another example of the complex dynamics and high stakes in the Indo-Pacific theater, where the slightest ripple can have far-reaching consequences. What do you think? Be sure to leave a comment below. I've been your host for Out There International. Please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel to be alerted when we release more content.